Good morning, everybody. New week, still at the Hyatt house. Still finishing up painting and still sanding floors. We are down on the ground floor. You got Mrs. Hyatt's parlor. We are still gonna have that square from the rugs. I've accepted it. We're gonna try those two colors that I was torn between one more time down here. So we're gonna try that now. Okay, I don't know why I second guessed myself. We put that English chestnut on the ground, which was the one that we liked upstairs, and I instantly said, nope, that's it. I think it's gonna look really good with our mantle. So today we are gonna start staining the third floor. So as soon as that happens, I'm gonna get you up there and show you. What else are we doing today? We are still prepping doors. We're still painting trim. And the other thing that we're doing is thinking about our stairs for our steps for the front porch. Let's walk out there. You remember a couple of weeks ago, we tore these old concrete steps up. Jesus is out here. He is getting measurements so we can figure out lumber. We're going to reconfigure them just a little bit because we have something else exciting happening in the yard. So lots of stuff happening on this Monday morning. We are out here really dissecting how the handrail is constructed. I keep making trips down to the other handrails on the Myers house and the Marsh house to see how they're done. We've looked at their newel posts, the caps on the top. We've also looked at this old picture of the house to see how the stairs used to be, to figure out exactly how we're going to build these stairs. They're going to look new. I'm okay with them looking new because they're new, but we want them to be as true to the old steps and in keeping with the other houses as we can. All right, on the second floor, we are prepping. Stairs are the hardest part. They just take so much handwork. You see, they're having to scrape underneath all those little treads. We're also doing a little bit of hand sanding in the main bedroom. One of my viewers pointed this out, and I had noticed it, but I didn't talk about it. You know that we have our rug mark, which I'm okay with, you guys know. But you can see this like partial line right here, and that's from the fringe, which is just so cool that not only do you see the rug, but you can see where some of the light affected the fringe. If you remember way back when we demoed this, remember our walls were plaster and lath, and they were a good bit thicker than they are with the sheetrock. So our floors didn't go all the way to our walls. So do you remember way back when Jesus put these pieces in, he was able to patch these running with the floors, but on the ends of the room, he had to piece this piece in. And then of course we had to piece it there at the door. I don't think anybody's ever even gonna notice that once it's all stained and pretty. As promised many times, we got a pop of color happening in the wooden room. This is Rookwood blue-green. And I just felt like we needed something really warm that was gonna work good with the wood. So it's gonna be our crown, our windows, our chair rail and beadboard. And then it's also gonna be the trim in the laundry room. So I wanted to do a pop of color somewhere, but I didn't want it to be a space that if it just wasn't your favorite color, you had to live with it in like a primary space. So I figure a laundry room's a place where you can have a little fun, and this office. We are also working on thresholds. So we have got our reclaimed slate that's gonna be in this room and that room. So the hardwood floors are gonna bump up to that here as well. And then we've got that octagon tile that's going in here. So we've already got this threshold in place, and we're working on making some more. We wanted to make sure that we had those made so that when we start sanding these floors and getting ready to stain these floors, we have those down, because you don't want to try to add that later. All right, we are up on the 3rd floor. These floors have been sanded and sanded and sanded. They were sanded against the grain. They were sanded diagonally and then with the grain. And then they were buffed out. And now we are getting ready to put down some stain. He uses the buffing machine to do that. And he actually uses a scrap of carpet like a sponge. So I can't wait to show you. He's gonna start in the small places first, like this bathroom. It's definitely looking a little bit redder on these old floors, but so pretty. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday morning. We're back at the Hyatt house, and we are busy at work. My flooring guys are not here today because they got so much done yesterday. They got all of the 3rd and 2nd floor stained and all the way down the stairs. So we've got to let that dry. Nobody can walk up there. Meanwhile, the guys are painting and working on doors. So let's see what they're up to. All right, so we've brought in more doors. You saw us paint all the upstairs doors last week. These are all the downstairs doors. So we've gotten them all primed. We did a little bit more patching where we needed to, and now we're ready to go. We just did all the measurements and figured out this one, and that one. Those need our pop of color because they're in our wooden room and our laundry room. The rest are gonna get the ancient marble. So we're prepping the walls in here, and we're gonna spray this stuff quickly, or soon. We're gonna start spraying. These are our vanities that are going in the 3rd floor bathroom and the downstairs bathroom. So I just bought them in white, but we are gonna paint them the trim color as well. So later today, we'll bust those out and tape up anything that doesn't need to be painted, and we're gonna give those a spray. As promised, here is one of our vanity cabinets. This is the one for the downstairs bathroom, and we are going to spray it inside and out with our trim color. So here we go. All right, I told you we were gonna have that pop of color, and here it is. We are finishing up the first coat, and I still love it. This color just really sets off that wood. Gives it kind of a masculine feel back here. Our laundry room is the same color trim. So this is the first coat, one more coat, and then this room will be done. The other day we were out here figuring out materials for our stairs, and Lowe's just brought them to us. So now, later this week, we're gonna start building some stairs. All right, the floors are dry enough for us to walk around up here. As you can tell, Victor and his guys worked really hard to do away with those rug marks. They're still there, but they are very, very faint. I think they look great. They've turned out just a little bit redder than I intended for them to be, but that's just the nature of the wood. So I think they look great. You don't see as much all that stuff that was weaved or feathered in. The trim around the fireplaces look great. So this is just, there was a lot of discoloration or color variation in this room, and it looks great. So this is just the first coat of polyurethane. I went with a satin finish. I normally love super glossy floors. I'm a blingy girl. I want it to shine. But with the keeping of the age of the house, we went as matte as we could. And I think they look great. Let's go check out the third floor. All right, the third floor is just as pretty, maybe prettier. So you see that the buffer is back. So what he's gonna do is buff everything, do a second coat, buff it again, and do a third coat of polyurethane. We're wrapping up. It has been a dark and dreary day over here. We're still working on doors, but I wanted to show you these. You haven't seen these in a long, long time because they have been put away for safekeeping, but these are the glass front doors that go to that cabinet in the mudroom. So we got a coat of paint on those. We found a door. So when we were able to go up to the third floor, I found a door in the shower that had not been primed and painted. So they got that. Here's one of the little doors from the attic. You remember that's our little weird shaped door. And that is the door for the old breaker box, or really fuse box. It was an old fuse box. So little doors from everywhere coming together. Still got to paint this one, but that's the little tiny door for under the stairs. That's the human size closet under the stairs, and that's the elf size closet under the stairs. One last thing to show you before we wrap it up for the day, and that's the stairs. So we got, the guys came through, they scuffed it up with a really fine sandpaper and buffed it, did another coat of clear coat on top. They'll do one more tomorrow, and then all of that is going to be done. The second floor and the third floor floors will be finished. And then on Monday, we're gonna start on these. So we are on the second floor, and you can see that they have buffed or scuffed up coat number 2. That's what all this dust is about. So they use the big electric buffer to do as much as they can, and then they have to do the little stuff by hand. This is what they're working on up there and down there. So after they've scuffed everything one more time, they will sweep and vacuum and get rid of all this dust, and then they will do one more coat of the polyurethane. These guys work so fast I missed it, but he's got 3 steps left for the last coat of polyurethane. We're gonna let that dry, and then we'll be able to walk on it next week. All right, guys, we are wrapping up another successful week at the Hyatt House. I can't believe how much we got done on the second floor and third floor floors. They're done. All they have to do is dry, and then we can check them out next week. We got a lot done with the doors. Doors are tedious. You got to get them so they all hang right. They have to be plain. They have to be sanded, but they're doing a fantastic job on those. And we're ready for another couple projects. Starting Monday morning, we're gonna build these stairs to our front porch so we don't have to climb a ladder or walk around the house to get in the house anymore. So that's what we're gonna be doing next week. Make sure you come back. I don't want you to miss a thing.